Here's our temporary Christmas setup. And that's the 10850 rig. And it's going to become the GDDR6X rig. So I just had some 2600 RAM on when I built it kind of hastily. So the 1660 Super rig used to have an 11400, and now it has like a 10105. And I noticed that I left that 3200 mega transfer RAM on there. So excuse my voice, I got the flu for Christmas, so still getting rid of that, but much better. So for these 3080s and 3070 Ti's, I'm going to try this M.2 splitter for the first time. Now since this is the 10850, it does not have PCI 4.0, so I'm going to disregard that first slot. And then I actually have my OS on the second, so we're going to come down to this third slot and put our little splitter in there and see what's up. Get this some 3200 RAM. See if we can get it over 7K. I haven't tried too hard on RandomX, but it hangs out around 7. So let's see what's up. All right, we got our 10850 shut off. Now these are both the same motherboard. They're both the Prime Z590A from Asus, which I really like. Used to be able to get good deals on them, and I haven't been able to find good deals lately. Well, for a while. So we get this RAM swapped out, and it'll be interesting to see. This is a really low hitter on this 10105, so it'll be interesting to see how much we drop off pulling off the 3200. Alright, so we got our slow RAM with the tiny CPU, and not much difference. Like 100 mega hash maybe, so we're talking 5-10%. I think my previous high was 2200, so that'd be around 10. So interesting, not much change at all. That was 3200 RAM was definitely being wasted on that CPU. And we're just chasing some Lithium blocks. The hash rate's still up, so I'm not getting as many as I used to per day, but you know, 1 or 2 a day. So we'll see. I'd been on Radiant recently and hit 2 more blocks, like in a very short time span. So that 1660 rig, that rig can really smash some blocks. All right, got our 3200 RAM in the 10850. I did pick up some, not much, but it's doing pretty well. It'll pull some power, that's for sure. Alright, well let's see if we can get this splitter to work. Alright, we got our splitter in. We'll try our first 3080, 5050. Ah, I didn't do it right. What a silly person. Ooh, that's tight. Okay, and then one of the fun things about these 598, oh no, the LEDs are washing it out. Well, anyways, on the side of these SATAs, they've got a little power button, which is kind of nice. So, let's see if this 3080 will post. And bum. It's alive! Alright, we'll let it load some drivers and try some more cards. Freaking awesome. Love it when it works the first time. Alright, let it go on Raven to stress for a few minutes. And everything seems pretty decent. Still hanging out around 7. Wish that would go up. But it's all good. That's a pretty good amount. And I haven't tuned that at all. That's all Asus tuning, so I'll get in there and fine tune it. But yeah, let's get the 3080. Alright, so there's where we're pulling the GDDR6X from. Except that one, which is next. This is the 3080, and that's in my personal. So I will miss that. And I think temporarily we'll put a 3060 in there, but when I have more time and I'm ready to set up, I'm going to throw one of those A770s into there. I might probably end up throwing both of those in there. So have an AMD CPU and 2 Intel GPUs. Alright, got our other 3080 in there. Oh. And see if we get the 50-50 right. Oh, we did. That one went in a lot easier. So, ooh, I like the way that looks. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Alright, posted up pretty quick. I do like the speed of these Intels. And let's see what our device manager says. Oh, it sees it. And we got the other two on there, looking good. Looking good. I pulled a temporary 850 power supply because eventually we're going to take this one. It's a 1600, we're going to pull out of there and pop a couple 850s into that 1660 super big, and then we'll have a 1600 watt and a 1300 watt. I'll double check the math, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go. And I'm stressing it on Raven, I think Narai. I think it's Narai, but same mother, different father. Just some quick OCs, power limits. Everything's working pretty decent. Just kind of stress test it and get everything set up. I am done for the night. Got some family obligations, so tomorrow we'll get the other two 3080s on there. But I'm very happy the way that came out. And it's not cable managed at all. It'll be much prettier. Okay, so I get my personal back up and running. And it looks so weird without a vertical mount. It's been vertical mounted so long in there. But I got two 3060s in there. I don't know why, but one for each display. But mainly to mine. We'll keep them both hashing for this evening. Definitely can get some better OCs on there, but just turned it on a minute ago to kind of test it. And then the old 5800X3D chugging along. Awesome. And how is prices? Yeah. I'm doing decent. Could use another Zephyr pump. Alright, well there's my dual card 3060. So funny. Alright, here we are the next morning. It did pretty well, so I still have it on that Asus auto tune. Mainly because it's kind of an experiment. It does pretty well on the Intel side. And I say that because I had a few crashes, which isn't normal, or which isn't abnormal for a new build. So if that continued a few days in or something, I'd be a little more concerned. And I brought it down to 9 cores instead of the 10 cores. The 10850 is limited by the cache, the Ftw3s 20 megabytes, so 2 per thread mining. That puts it at 10. So even though it has those 10 extra cores, it is struggling for that cache. So I bumped it down to 45% of what it can do, so that puts it at 9 cores. And you can do these, obviously through the JSON bat file, whatever. And if you're doing your own XM rig, but you can also put these on the extra parameters here on NiceHash, and they'll carry through. And I noticed almost minimal difference on the NiceHash, other than they always seem to have more rejected shares, but it's usually pretty low. I don't even remember what this is doing. Okay, I have this one on Radiant. I have a few on Radiant, or I have one on Radiant and a few on Alpha. I'd kind of forgotten, so. This one's testing out Radiant. Now I've still got the 4 cards in it, and I think I might leave it that way for a couple of days. I've got the two 3080 Dells here, just kind of hashing away. I put them on Alpha, and they actually hit a block last night. So. And then the family's home for the holidays, so I'm trying to spend some time with them. We're gonna get this place dusted. I'm almost contemplating leaving these Dells out and giving them their own rig, because I do intend to get a few more of those Ftw3s. So then I've got, these are the 2060s we're going to build a spec rig out of. I have 2 more of those in the mail from one of my enablers. It's going to be Croup Man again. I jest. But it was a good deal, and we both won, so that was good. And we still got our dual 3060s chugging along. And about 60% on the ASIC miner for the KS0, but been averaging pretty low. And let's get this place cleaned up. And shout out to the cabinet miner. If you are not familiar with him, go check out his jazz. He's got a pretty neat setup, and he just did a new cabinet. So he has cabinet 2.0. But I won. I don't want to damage it with trying to get out with one hand. His giveaway. He did a 100 member giveaway, and that's an SC box. So it's kind of like the mini Doge miners, but it mines Sia coin. So I don't know much about it. I looked it up. It makes a few cents a day. I'm gonna plug it in. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those funds. I want to do something kind of special with them. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with those, with the Sia coins. But I thought that was really neat and a really cool thing for the cabinet miner to do. So I think I saw he had like a project car in one of his videos. So he's got to be a pretty cool cat, in my opinion. So yeah, that's where we're at today. Still gotta build this 5900X rig. But I did get some RAM. I was a little bit held up by that. I thought I had some extra, but I did not. So that does it in here, and we'll let this go a little longer. I'm really thinking about leaving those Dells out, and so instead of this being a GDDR6X rig, being an Ftw3 rig. I do intend to get at least 2 more of these 3080 version. They are one of the few that can keep memory cool across all the algos on the 3080. So I really like their versatility and density. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. So we'll get the power supplies all situated. Get the 2 850s on there. So that's my week, and I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. So, happy hashing, keep building, and happy holidays.